Hey everyone, welcome in. I just wanted to let you know I pre-recorded this earlier today because I was working on a crafting project, and we are going to take a listen to it. If we need to stop and make comments, we absolutely will. Hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July. Let's get started. Hey there, guys. So I am actually going to be working on making a garden stone today, and I'm going to be adding some paint color in there to give it some pigment so that it is not just a solid basic color. And in my stone, once it dries, I'm going to be adding these shells that I collected from the beach. So it has been 4th of July weekend, and many of you know I follow the Chris Watts case, and I was thinking a lot about that situation over the weekend as I was enjoying time hanging out with my family. So as we talk, I'm going to work on my project. This is a powder that I am going to add water to and then add some paint color to add some pigments to it. I kind of want my stone to look like a sunset with some blues, some purples, and a hint of yellow. And then I will be adding shells in. So as I'm doing this, let's just chat. I was thinking how bizarre it is in the summer of 2018. It was the last free summer, 4th of July of actual freedom for Chris Watts and for Nicole Kessinger, because as we know, she went into hiding. She wasn't living her life. She wasn't living her best life, and she's still not living her best life by any means. And we know that weekend, Shanann and the girls were in North Carolina. They were spending time, having fun, taking pictures with the Rusick family. This is the paint color I'm going to use. It's just like a shimmery, pretty blue. Just going to dab a little in there and mix. So she was spending her 4th of July, I'm pretty sure, missing her husband. We know she was texting him. And we know that holiday he didn't work. So he had planned to spend time with Kessinger and stayed the night at her house, 4th of July. He got a call from Shanann that morning, and she was pissed. She was pissed off that Chris didn't answer the phone. She was wondering, where the hell are you? And sending text messages. And I think at this point, this is where Chris started to kind of panic. Now, Nicole Kessinger goes into the bathroom to take a shower, thinking that the two of them are going to spend the day together. Chris goes outside, calls Shanann back, and the conversation just doesn't go well. For some reason, Chris must have felt some type of guilt and decides that he's going to go home. He told investigators during that interview he had that he thinks that was the moment that Nicole realized she's always going to be second choice in his life. So, obviously, in a panic, he decided to leave and goes back home. I think he probably just wanted to be in his own space. He was probably getting yelled at by Shanann and felt uncomfortable, maybe even felt a little bit guilty. Who knows what he was feeling. But I feel that was the point. I feel 4th of July weekend was the point where Chris really decided things need to change. I need to do something. So somehow, even though he went home that day, the two of them decided that they were going to still see each other.
On the floor, and it was on the 4th of July. It was the morning of the 4th, and I was helping him to set up MyFitnessPal app and like track his food, his calories and stuff, because he does pretty good with the working out and stuff. And he asked me, he's like, "Can you help me just like get this dialed in?" It's like, "Yeah, I can do that." So that he invited me up to the house, and I was already kind of hesitant to do it because I was like, there are other people that live here, and I just felt like it was an invasion of space. And so I went up there, and we just stayed in that front room, and I helped him out with that, and got him all set up with that.
I'm pouring this in, you guys, and I will shoot some video and show you as we do this. They grilled chicken. They went over his macros and came up with a meal plan. And then Kessinger told investigators that was the time she decided to kind of walk around the house. And it was the first time that she walked in the house and saw pictures of this beautiful family and said to herself, why would he want to leave this and give up everything? And apparently, a fight started at that point when she was there at the house. And this was supposedly one of the only arguments that they had. And it was about the fact that Chris maybe slipped up and said that the two of them were trying to have a baby. And that was the first time that Nicole Kessinger heard of this. Now, Nicole Kessinger supposedly thought that they were done and over with. So she was wondering, why would you be trying to actively have a child together? And said to Chris that she was jealous because she wanted to give Chris his first son. So Nicole, in an angry state, went out to the car and stayed in the car. I'm not sure why, because I believe that they took her car there. So why wouldn't she just drive away and leave? Somehow he told investigators that he talked her down and they talked about their problems. And they smoothed things out, got her to come back inside, or to the point where they decided to continue on with their day and go do something together. So that was interesting when you think about it, how the two of them had no idea that this was going to really be the last 4th of July where you're having fun, grilling out. You have no more freedom anymore. Okay, let's take a look at the progress here. So I've got my blue, and I'm going to add a darker blue on top. All right, so I have my lighter blue that I'm going to add because I kind of want to do this in phases, that Chris was going to move out and get an apartment. I really feel that the 4th of July weekend was the weekend when everything was set in motion, where Chris said to himself, I'm going to make myself a free man to do whatever I want. And that is my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. It is very interesting to think that that was the last time that Chris Watts will ever get the opportunity to watch fireworks again. Maybe he'll hear them from his cell from far, far away, but he will never sit outside with his family, doing sparklers, listening to music, and barbecuing. Some of these gorgeous shells that I found when I was out on Lake Michigan, and placed them gently into my stone. So that is all I recorded for today, you guys. I will probably do an updated video and show you how my stone turned out. But thank you for dropping in. I hope you all had a fantastic Independence Day. I really sometimes just think that Chris Watts must go crazy sitting in his cell in the months of June, July, and August and racks his brain every day thinking about we did this on that day, or just kind of reminiscing about some of the time they spent together. I did want to pull up some of the pictures. This was the picture Shanann took on July 4th, obviously by herself out in North Carolina. The girls did fireworks with the family. And this, unfortunately, is their last 4th of July picture together. And while all of that was going, as you can tell, Shanann was trying to reach out to Chris. He was not responding. And he was not responding because he was spending time with Nicole Kessinger. So I also wanted to give a little bit of a timeline layout just to recap that July 4th, Nicole went over to the house. They had their first recorded phone call on July 7th. They went on a date to the Shelby Museum on July 14th. Then they spent the night camping July 28th. This was all going down while the family was in North Carolina. And then Chris gives a love note before joining his family on vacation. We will share that little note with you here. And it is a little difficult for me to read. However, it is definitely just one of those letters where he kind of Googles, what should I say? I'll try to read this to you guys. I'm sorry, it's kind of small for me, but Nikki, wow, where do I start? The first day I saw you, you took my breath away. The first day I had the guts to talk to you. I get lost in those stunning green eyes. The first time we hung out together in the park, I knew I was addicted. From the time we kissed, I knew. Oh, sorry, I can't read it. It's too small. But anyway, then he Googled some lyrics to a song and wrote it in there and is like, love Chris. And just shortly after the 4th of July, he gives Nikki a card. Now, notice he's already writing love Chris. This is dated 7/30/2018. So this is before he's about to go to North Carolina. The birthday card, July, I believe it was 3rd. We don't have a love yet. He's not ready yet to say love. However, you do see love on the left side of the card. But it doesn't look like he had the guts to write I love you yet. But just a couple weeks later, he was feeling that. But anyway, tragic story that we all unfortunately know the ending to. And I think we all can agree it's hard to believe that she didn't know that Shanann was pregnant, because Shanann posted a video online on June 11th. Then the two of them started spending more time together. On July 24th, Kessinger Googled, "I'm having an affair with a man who says he will leave his wife." Then on August 8th, she searches "marrying your mistress." So you can see July 4th is when the fireworks really took off for the two of these people. And that monster did the unimaginable to his family. And that's all I have for this evening, you guys. As always, if you feel like making a donation, these are the organizations that the families want people to donate to. You can donate directly to stjude.org or lupusresearch.org. I put in the breastcancer.org and MS Society for my own personal preference on donations. So if you feel like you need to do something, those are the organizations I would suggest you donate to. But let's keep this family in your prayers. This evening, I'm sure that the holiday weekend was very, very difficult for them. And with that, I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead.